the idea of jobs. That's something that can go away.
A lot of young men lost themselves in the situation right now.
Don't aim to be the best. Try to be unique. Try to be different.
They don't have enough money, better job.
Yeah, it's possible that AI make the world less equal. I think the idea is you want to redefine success.
What if money is not the real value in the future?
In fact, Elon says that too.
他是凯文·凯利，30年前就曾精准预言我们会被互联网算法捆绑，被誉为21世纪的科技先知，从未来穿越回来的人。在 AI 爆发的时代，无数人都陷入了对未来的迷茫和恐惧。杨一面对面向这位73岁的智者提问 ：AI 到底会对人类社会带来怎样的冲击？年轻人怎么做才能不被 AI 替代 ？AI 时代，没有背景的普通人成功的机会到底在哪儿？
Thank you for gathering together. I know that your time is very precious, like mine, so I really give you thanks for sharing your attention with me, and I'm really, really delighted to be here this evening to share some ideas.
It's my pleasure to meet you, sir.
Yeah.
And Mr. Kevin, my question is, if you were a young person today without much background or resources, and AI is making many skills and content cheaper, so what would you invest in first? And what kind of growth is most likely to turn into long-term value and eventually real wealth?
Learning how to learn is, I think, is an essential thing. My suggestion for someone young and maybe someone trying to make a mark in the world is don't aim to be the best. Try to be unique. Try to be different. Try to be weird. And that's very, very high bar. That's very, very difficult to do. That will take most people all their lives to figure out what it is that they do a little bit better than other people, or something that they do that they find easier, other people find hard. But I really truly believe that every single person in this room, and everybody who has ever been born, has a unique set of talents, abilities, and life experiences that gives them some unique thing. And what they need to do with their life is to kind of find out what that is, and that would make them valuable to society. The way that you would describe what you're doing doesn't have a name. You have to spend 15 minutes explaining to your parents what it is that you do because they don't understand. That's a good sign that you are out in front, and I think that's what I would advise young people to do. It's possible that AI could make the world less equal, but I think it's also possible that it could make it far more equal. Not a matter of what you own, it's a matter of how many opportunities you have. So like if you were your grandfather, my grandfather, on a farm somewhere, people growing up in 100 years ago, they had very limited possibilities of what they could do with their lives. They could be a farmer, or a farmer's wife, a blacksmith, and maybe there's 20 things that they could have been 100, 200 years ago. They didn't have the possibilities. Now, we have thousands of things that people can be, and AI is going to enlarge the number of possible things that we could do, the number of possible ways to make money, the number of possible occupations. And that's what it does. And that is part of what will be accessible to everybody in the world. Just like they have the smartphone right now. They have a smartphone, they'll have access to the possibilities that AI is going to open up for them. And for me, that's where equality comes in. I'm really curious about the people who were let go. Were they really enjoying their jobs, or were they jobs that they were doing because they needed a job to earn money? If they were doing work that could be replaced by a robot, was that really work that was satisfying them in the beginning, or was it more like robotic work? The question, I'm sure there's pain involved in this, but I also think there's a whole bunch of jobs that I think we should be really glad that nobody has anymore.
Yes.
Right? I mean, the whole goal is to get rid of a lot of jobs that people really don't want to do.
Yes.
And that's a good thing. I tell people that in their own personal, the best job description is you want to be as unpredictable as you possibly can. You want to be as improbable a person, because the AI is kind of work on probability, you know, and If you're unpredictable, you're less likely to be replaced by an AI. The safer you are from being replaced by an AI. So that's what we want, is we want people to do things and make things, but we want them to love it. Jobs disappear, but I want work, I want more work, but these jobs, the idea of jobs, that's something that can go away. Usually people who are very successful have arrived somewhere where they're doing things because they want to get up in the morning and they can't wait to do that. And you want to be able to kind of get there in some way. This is not always true, but usually the wealth, the money wealth that they have is a byproduct of that. I have a friend, Brian Eno, the famous musician. He says he's wealthy now, but he said, if I had tried to be rich, I would be poor now. But it was the fact that he wasn't trying. He was really interested in making his music, and that, in turn, gave him the wealth. And so I think you want to focus on being useful, making stuff that matters, following things that you're good at. The money will come as a consequence of that rather than aiming for it. I like what Walt Disney, the guy who made Disneyland in the movies, he said, I don't make movies to make money. I make money so I can make movies. I thought that was utterly brilliant. That's what you want to be doing. Money to get you where you want to go. It's not the destination. It's to allow you to get to the destination. Rather than focusing on acquiring things, you want to focus on becoming something. Companies shouldn't focus on acquiring assets and wealth. They should focus on becoming something to people. Maybe I should have said this in the beginning. The book 2049 is not a book of predictions. It's a book of scenarios. And they're all generally positive scenarios.
My next question is, I think you've always been optimistic about the long-term future.
Yeah.
But for young people today, they feel like an AI transition period.
Yes.
Old past is fading, a new one's not fully come yet.
Yes.
So during that period, how should this generation make choices, and what should they secure first, and what should they not to chase too early? I mean, this period right now, maybe 10 to 20 years.
In 20 years from now, people will look back to this year, 2026, and they say, you were totally mistaken because you thought you had AI, but you didn't actually have AI in 2026. Everybody who was calling themselves an AI expert back then is not an AI expert. So that means there are no AI experts today, which means that if you really want to become an AI expert, you have as much chance of becoming the AI expert as anybody, because you're just starting. It's there. So that's what I would say the opportunity for the young people is, and you could become that expert in the next 20 years. You are now present and young and have energy at the very dawn.
A lot of young men lost themselves in that situation right now. They don't have enough money, and they don't have the better job.
Yeah.
And when they graduate, they feel like, oh my God, my life is sucked.
Right.
What they should learn, or what should they practice first?
Right. They need a real girlfriend. That's No, I'm not joking.
Really?
Yeah, they need to be more human. They need to get out and see people and
Where's the dough? Where's the money?
No, don't need money for that. You need to be honest. I think they're chasing after someone else's definition of success. I think the idea is you want to redefine success. Again, rather than imagining that you want to be Elon Musk.
What if money is not the real value in the future?
In fact, Elon says that too, by the way. It is. I think it's going to decrease in true value over time. It won't go away, but it's just that it won't have as much status. I counsel young people as much as possible is to invent your own definition of success. Don't accept or take other people's definition of success. One is you're more likely to achieve your own definition of success, and two, you'll probably be a lot happier doing that. A lot of people, idea of success is something like Elon Musk with billions and billions of dollars, and they think that's the only answer there is, and Elon is not happy. Let me put it this way. You want to be working on your own definition of success, and maybe AI can help us increase the variety of ways that we can succeed. I think you asked what kind of qualities. The thing I keep stressing, there's really only one meta super skill that you want to have or graduate with. And it's not knowledge, because the AIs are super knowledgeable. They know far more than you will ever know. So when you graduate and you go into the world and you're starting to make something, the chief skill you want to have is to optimize your ability to learn. You want to have a master's degree in learnology, or whatever you want to call it. Optimize your own way of learning, because that's all you're going to be doing the rest of your life. The kinds of jobs that students are graduating, when they graduate, and the job they'll have in 2 years from now does not exist today. Talk about how fast. Get your degree in software engineer, it's like, blah, blah. This is the first occupation to be disrupted is software engineers. So forget about trying to figure out and outguess what career. It doesn't matter what you study. You want to study something you love, and being able to learn for the rest of your life, because that's why people will hire you. Because to work with AIs, you're going to be learning the rest of your life. You know how to work with AIs right now, and next year it's going to be entirely different. And the year after that, you are going to have to be learning the rest of your life, because you're going to be a permanent newbie. So there's a lot of opportunities there. Most of the things that most people make are boring. Right? Most of the human stuff is just average. And that's fine. You hire an artist to make a logo. It's not really super creative. It's just good enough. That's ordinary creativity that we do on a basis. It's very, very rare when someone has a breakthrough. And by the way, there are about 3 billion photographs taken every day. Every day on the planet, 3 billion photographs. And 99.999% of those have an audience of 1. Right?
Yes. Yeah.
Why are there 3 billion? Because we enjoy it. And most of it will be crap. They're not going to be great. They're not going to be amazing. They're going to be okay. I guess my advice is the standard one is fail forward. Fail forward.